Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to discuss some of the most important questions which are important for the ICSE board examination of class 10 2021. As everybody know that the ICSE board examination has already been announced. 13th May is the date of the examination of history civics. So it is a time to study for the planned topics and go through the thorough revision of each and every topics. Although your syllabus has already been reduced and many topics has already been excluded, but it is a time to make a proper plan to secure 100% marks in the board examination. Students getting 100% marks in the examination is not a very difficult task. Even in the last year, many students have secured 100% marks. So what you need to do is that you need to do special attention on each and every topics and to make plans for objective and the structured questions separately. So in this video, I am going to discuss some of the selected questions for the board examination of 2021. I have prepared these questions on the basis of the thorough revision and research of the previous question papers. So I am 100% sure that if you follow these questions, above 90% marks is guaranteed. So we will go ahead to discuss some of the important questions for the examination of 2021. So let's go ahead. So welcome once again. We are here to discuss the suggestions for the board examination of 2021. So here is the suggestions for the history civics. So I have selected few questions. If you follow these questions, you will easily get above 95% marks. So here is the question. The first question is, how are the Rajya Sabha members elected? How are the Rajya Sabha members elected? So here the indirect election, it follows the indirect election. So all these questions are objective type question. It is for the 1 or 2 marks question. So second one, state any one federal feature of Indian Constitution. Any one federal feature you have to highlight in this as the answer. Who presides over the joint session of the two houses of the parliament? So always the speaker always presides over the joint session of the parliament, everybody know. The fourth one, under what condition can a non-member of the parliament be a minister? So under what condition a non-member of the parliament can be a minister? But he has to, as the answer you have to write, he has to be elected as a member of the parliament, either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, within 6 months. So it is also an important one. So another question, the question number 5 I am discussing. When can a speaker of the Lok Sabha cast his vote? It is also called as a casting vote. So casting vote has appeared so many times in the examination, and this time also it can appear. So casting vote in case of tie, it can be casted by the speaker of the Lok Sabha. So these are the 5 objective questions. So the 6th one is telling, when can a president use his discretionary power to appoint a prime minister? When no political party is able to get a clear majority in the Lok Sabha. It is in this condition that the president can use his discretionary power and he can appoint a person who enjoys the majority support in the Lok Sabha, who enjoys majority vote in the election. So it is also important one. You should remember this because it has the chance of coming in the board examination. Now let's see the question number 9. How long can the Rajya Sabha retain the money bill sent by the Lok Sabha? 14 days. 14 days. It should be the answer. But this question has appeared many times. So 14 days is the answer. So 8. Now we will go to question number 8. State one other qualification required to become a judge of the Supreme Court apart from Indian citizenship. He should have the experience of 10 years as the advocate of the High Court or 5 years as the judge of the High Court. So these are the 2 important qualification. It is asking only one, so you should be aware about that. So now we will go to question number 9. Name the 2 main associations which were precursors of the Indian National Congress. So it is this I am leaving this answer to you. So answer these questions. You can find out it is written in your book, but it is very important one. Now the question number 10. Give the names of here 2 it should be two. The two leaders who led home rule movement in India, and what was Khilafat movement. Khilafat movement is also very important one. Sometimes it also asked who were the members of the Khilafat movement. So the Ali brothers were the uh, uh, two brothers who started the Khilafat movement. Now the name of two leaders who led the Home Rule League movement, Home Rule movement, it was Annie Besant and Bal Gangadhar Tilak. So these were the two members who started the Home Rule movement in India. Now see the next one. All these are the objective questions, but very important one for the examination. Now the next question is asking, state any two provisions for the Rowlatt Act passed by the government in 1919. So Rowlatt Act, as everybody know, that the Rowlatt Act is also called as the Black Act. It is called the Black Act. Anybody can be arrested without any arrest warrant. Anybody can be arrested without on the basis of even suspicion. So it is asking any two provisions. So it is also called as a Black Act. It is based on the principle no vakil, no dalil. So the Rowlatt Act is a very important one. Many times it has appeared in the examination. Now let's move to the next question. I hope all these questions are clear. All these questions are you can able to answer. So let's go to the next question. So the next question is question number 12. So question number 12 is also an objective question, and it is asking mention any two objectives of the Indian National Army. Indian National Army, any two objectives you have to write down. So Indian National Army was founded, it was guided by Subhash Chandra Bose, and it was formed for the to liberate India from the British hands. So these are the two important objectives. You can also find out it clearly. You should get some more information about Indian National Army, as well as you should also know about the forward block. It is also important one. Many times it is appeared in the exam. Now the question number 13. Why did Mahatma Gandhi start the historic march to Dandi? Now the Dandi march, it made the beginning of the civil disobedience movement. The civil disobedience movement was started in 1930 from the Dandi March. The Dandi March started from Sabarmati Ashram to Gujarat sea coast. So there were total 78 members who participated in the Dandi March. Now only this we have to write, that the Dandi March did a beginning of the civil disobedience movement in 1930. So this you have to know about this. It is very important one. So next question is coming. State the significance of the policy of appeasement as cause of the Second World War. So you have to write there the Treaty of Versailles. The Treaty of Versailles you have to write down. It happened in 1919. It led the beginning of the peace process, which ended. It marked the end of the First World War. Now let's go to question number 15. Mention any two functions of UNESCO in the field of education. Very simple one. Now question number 16. Name the bill which cannot originate in the Rajya Sabha. Now it is also noted that the Rajya Sabha is important in this year. Lok Sabha has already appeared in the last year. Rajya Sabha, all the questions, whatever questions you are getting, you must follow in this topic of the Rajya Sabha, because it is important one for this year 2021. Now question number 17. What is meant by the term quorum? So quorum, many times it has appeared in the examination. It means 1/3 of the members must be present in the either Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha to begin its session. So quorum means the minimum numbers of the members who must be present in the parliament in order to begin the session. Now let's see question number 18. What is the maximum gap allowed between the two parliamentary sessions? Maximum gap is 6 months. Maximum gap is 6 months. Now question number 19. Who administers the oath of the office to the Council of Ministers? Who administers the oath of the office of the Council of Ministers? Always the President. Now the next question is asking, what is ordinance? Ordinance is a kind of a law. Ordinance is a kind of a law which is promulgated by the President of India. Now 21, it is also important one. State one reason why President is elected indirectly. Many reasons are there. Many videos I have uploaded on the powers of the President. You can view those videos. It is available in the playlist. So you can view this video. It is related to the President. Now state any one administrative function of the cabinet. What is cabinet? Sometimes the question is asking about the difference between the cabinet and the Council of Ministers. So the cabinet is responsible to advise the Prime Minister. So it is an administrative function to advise the Prime Minister. Now see the next one. What is meant by appellate and advisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court? It is also important one. Appellate and advisory jurisdiction. Under advisory jurisdiction, the Supreme Court advised the President. Appellate jurisdiction, which the cases which is going through appeal from the lower court to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is a very important one this year. Now the next question, name 2 writs issued by the Supreme Court. Total 5 writs are there. It is available in the video of the Supreme Court. Mention any 2 economic factors responsible for the growth of nationalism in India. The nationalism in India, 2 economic factors, the drain of wealth and economic poverty. So many reasons are there. Any 2 reasons you have to write down, but this question is important one. Now name the nationalist leader who said Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. It is also important one, said by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Now let's go to the next question. So another question it is asking, question number 27, state any 2 objectives of the Muslim League. Any 2 objectives is to protect the interest of the Muslims in India, to oppose Indian National Congress. So these are the 2 important objectives. Now question number 21, distinguish between Council of Ministers and the Cabinet. It is also important one. So in the video of the Prime Minister of India, I have discussed about the difference between the Cabinet and the Council of Ministers. So you can go through, you can watch that video to have a clear understanding about these differences. Now another one, 29. State any 2 causes which led to the civil disobedience movement of 1930. The 2 causes you have to write down. It is the 14 points which were given to Lord Irwin by Mahatma Gandhi. It was rejected. So it was most important cause for the civil disobedience movement. 30. Name the last Viceroy of India. State any one of the provisions of the Independence Act 1947. So the last Viceroy you have to name. It is Lord Mountbatten. You have to mention the name here, and it is going to our last one. So these are the 30 questions which I have discussed for the objective type question. You must go through these questions. Now it is a time for the structured question. Now these are the long questions which has the chance of being coming. First one, the powers and functions of the Indian Parliament are wide ranging. In this context, explain the 3 ways by which the legislature exercises control over executive. It is A, B number. Mention any 3 special features of the Rajya Sabha is usually not enjoyed by any other house. So the exclusive powers of the Rajya Sabha it is asking. So question number C is asking, mention any 2 judicial powers of any electoral powers of the Indian Parliament. So any 2 judicial powers you have to write down. All these are given in my video. You can watch this video for the proper answer. Now see the question number 2. In the examination of 2021, the Rajya Sabha is most important. So the next question is asking, Union Executive, which consists of the President and the Prime Minister of the Council, is powerful in the parliamentary democracy? The question is, state the position of the Prime Minister. State any two of the powers in relation to the President. Mention three categories of the ministers in order to their rank and status. So the C is asking, mention any four legislative powers of the cabinet. So these are the question with relation to the President and the Prime Minister. So let's see the question number 3. The Parliament is a body of people's representative who have supreme power in democracy. So the question is asking, how are the members of Rajya Sabha elected? You have to write down the process of the election of the members to the Rajya Sabha. I hope it is clear. You have written down. So now, why it is called the permanent house? So the C number is another question. State any two financial and two legislative powers of the Union Parliament. So answer is also written here. Some of the answers are written. Now we will go to section B. Only these questions are enough. These questions are enough for the section A. Besides of this question, you can also study some of the additional questions also, but these should be studied first. Now question number 4 is asking about the first war of independence, the revolt of 1857. In the revolt of 1857, only causes are important this year. So explain any three political causes of the revolt of 1857. The political cause can come. Immediate cause of the Great Revolt. Immediate cause must come. It will definitely come in the exam. State any two changes in the administration of the British government as a consequence of the revolt. Now all these questions I have already discussed in my video. You can watch that video for the proper answer. Question number 5. National consciousness. The Western education, influence of the Western education, and the three contributions of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Raja Ram Mohan Roy is very important in this year. On this basis also, on this question also, I have made the video on Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Question number 5. The question is asking any three causes for the Gandhi to launch non-cooperation movement. Now, any three causes we have to write down. It can be the Rowlatt Act, it can be the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, and any one cause you can write down. So another one is asking name given to the uprising of 1942. It is asking the Quit India movement. Two reasons for launching this mass uprising. So Quit India movement you have to write down. Here the answer would be Quit India movement, and any two reasons. It can be the failure of the Cripps mission. It can be so many reasons are there. Now C number is asking impact of the non-cooperation movement on India's freedom struggle. Impact of the non-cooperation movement. It is the Hindu-Muslim unity. Hindu-Muslim unity is the impact of the non-cooperation movement. Now let's see some other questions. Now it is question number 6. The question number 6, the causes of the Great 1857. Again, the political cause, military cause, and the economic cause. Now the question can appear in this form also, so you should be aware about that. Now next is question number 7. With reference to Jallianwala Bagh movement of 1920, explain briefly the reason for the suspension of the particular movement by Gandhi in 1922. Now why this movement was suspended? Because of the Chauri Chaura incident of 1922, it was suspended. Now another question, state any two impacts of the movement. Any two impact we have to write down. It can be the Hindu-Muslim unity. It can be the withdrawal of the movement. So any four impacts you have to write down here. Now the another question, the Jallianwala Bagh massacre is very important in this year. Question number 8, with reference to two major world wars of 20th century. The causes of the First World War with reference to nationalism and imperialism. So imperialism and the nationalism, the aggressive nationalism and the imperialism, these are the two factors which we have to write down. First World War video I have uploaded in which I discussed separately about the nationalism and the imperialism. You can go through that. Sarajevo crisis is a very important one. Sarajevo crisis also I have explained. The it was the massacre of by Gabrielo Principe of the Archduke Francis Ferdinand. So this is the event that you have to highlight in the Sarajevo crisis. Now another one, state any two causes that led to the Second World War. So any two causes you have to write. The Treaty of Versailles. So many causes are there. So this is the question number 9 and question number 10. It is related to United Nations Organization. So question number 9 and the question number 10 is also related to the United Nations with its specialized agency. From these two, one question will surely appear. So you can check and you can note down these two questions. It is very important. Now let's see the last one. One more question is there. So it is the question number 11. The composition of Security Council. The composition of Security Council has appeared many times in the board examination previous year. So this year also it has the chance. And another one, the difference between the permanent members of Security Council and the non-permanent members. It is also very important one. Now the question number 11 is asking, state any three provisions of Gandhi-Irwin Pact. The Gandhi-Irwin Pact signed after the first roundtable conference in 1931. So this you have to highlight. This you have to study in proper manner. B, how did the Congress and the Muslim League respond to the cabinet mission plan? C, number mention any four. It is the 4 clauses of the cabinet mission plan. The cabinet mission plan is also very important one. So these are the suggestions. If you follow these suggestions, you will surely get above 95% marks. So these are the most important suggestion for the board examination of 2021. So after solving these questions, you can go through for the written practice. Do the written practice. The writing practice is also very important one. So all the best for exam.